First off, I'm going to apologize for this being so late. Reason being is because I actually ended up getting called into work today. And I wasn't even scheduled, so I came in and I worked till 6 o'clock. I was planning on doing this video several hours ago. But because I worked means that I was not able to do that. So that's the reason why it's after 10 p.m. and you're getting Saturday's video. Sorry about that. On top of that, after I got off work, we went out till dinner. And after I went out to dinner, got some grocery shopping done. Some serious grocery shopping done. Like, this is like the major grocery shopping. Like, most people go grocery shopping per week. It seems like I go grocery shopping per month. And I get enough to last me for that month, and then we start over again. So it's not one week after week after week of like $100, $200 groceries. No, it's only like one lump sum in an entire month, and I'm good to go. I got a bunch of brand new sodas. I'm drinking out of a cup that no one can call copyright violation on. It's actually a to-go cup from Applebee's. I have some Diet Mountain Dew. And I was searching for them, and I did find the Fruit Punch Oreos, and they are awesome, but as any of you that follow me on Twitter or on Facebook would see, they do make you thirsty, so that's the only bad thing about them. So, we've got that, and of course, hopefully, you guys enjoyed AJ's movie reviews yesterday. We had 6 movies on the video, and we'll probably have 6 movies on next week's video too. And the Versus is coming tomorrow. So, actually, as soon as I get this done uploading, I will start uploading the video for tomorrow, because I actually do have to work tomorrow, and am scheduled to work tomorrow, and that would be working 12 to 5. Then after, of course, tomorrow night's Payback. So that's the reason I want to get the Smackdown video out as quick as I could. Now, I will probably be doing 2 videos on Monday. I haven't decided yet. I know after the pay-per-view is over, I'll do my normal pay-per-view recap. That will be your official Monday video. But I have NXT TakeOver to talk about as well. And we've got Horror Night stuff coming down the pipe. So obviously I have that to talk about as well. So there's always that. Let's talk about SmackDown, shall we? This is the official go-home show of the now coined Payback pay-per-view. That special event term really lasted a long time, didn't it? And we are in Atlanta, Georgia. Home of WCW, of course, and we have a great show on our hands here. The 2 matches, one being a main event of Jimmy Uso and Bray Wyatt in a Last Man Standing match to set up for tomorrow's Last Man Standing match, John Cena and Bray Wyatt, as well as a champion versus champion match, the United States champion Sheamus taking on the Intercontinental champion Wade Barrett. So it was pretty good to start with. And no John Cena on the show. Shield, Evolution, barely there. Just opening segment, that was it. So yeah, it was kind of a go-home show and didn't really tell a lot about what we had on Monday night. So basically, it worked as a companion piece to Monday Night's Raw because it talked about the matches a little bit more than the matches on Raw did. So obviously, this is our go-home show. So we start off the show with the Shield coming to the ring. Seth Rollins says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," obviously, and it would have been really appropriate if Dean Ambrose said that. Instead of saying stronger, he said stranger. So that's a shout out to the IWC there. In the case of the Shield, they're stronger, angrier, hungrier, and more focused than ever before, especially after what happened on Raw. So, Ambrose talks about the footage that we just see and says it makes Evolution happy, obviously. But they should know that they're dealing with something that they can't understand and obviously cannot control, and definitely cannot defeat. They don't care. They're going to keep on coming back and coming back and coming back. Sunday will be no holds barred, elimination style, and Evolution will see just how far they will go and how far they will sink to win. But how crazy is Evolution willing to get? Really? So Seth Rollins says when he pins Randy Orton, Orton's going to take a walk. And if Orton can't walk, certainly there's going to be a stretcher ringside to help him out with that. Then they'll be eliminating Batista. And then it'll be 3-on-1. And trying to take out Triple H 3-on-1. Triple H all by himself with the wolves, the hounds of justice circling him. And then they will take their time. And then they will finish the job personally by eliminating Triple H. Once and for all, the end of Evolution will be their extinction. So Roman Reigns gets the last word, as he always does. He says, on Monday night, he ate the triple powerbomb. That was a big mistake. They're going to torture Evolution at Payback and destroy every table available. They will win again. Believe that. Believe in the Shield. So yeah, this is setting up our main event for tomorrow's pay-per-view, which is the Shield and Evolution no-holds-barred elimination match. It would be a great contest. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be a very violent match, to say the least. So we get a little mid-interview before the match with Kofi Kingston. He's basically saying that he was the one who defeated Cesaro for the United States Championship last year, and tonight he starts his road to success back. But doesn't get an actual entrance, and that does not bode well for him. Our first match of the evening, it is Cesaro taking on Kofi Kingston. Excuse me. So this match is pretty short. This is really awesome. Kofi hits an arm drag. He goes for a second one. Cesaro counters and turns it into a backbreaker. I don't recall ever seeing this before, and I've watched a lot of wrestling, so it was pretty awesome to see. So he hits the Swiss uppercut, drops Kofi like a bag of hammers, and a gorilla press, and the leaping double stomp. When he gets back to a vertical base, he hits the forearm, whip in, and 180 into a missile dropkick by Kofi sends Cesaro down, and he charges in, does Cesaro. He caught the upside down kick, and a springboard clothesline gets a 2 off of that. He stops the whip, and a spinning wheel kick right to the face of Cesaro gets a 2 off of that. So he pushes him off to the ropes, ducks the clothesline, ducks Cesaro's back elbow, and gets caught with a tilt-a-whirl, gets countered into a go-behind, roll-up, is countered, charges in, he gets the boot up, and a double jump flying body press gets countered into the Swiss uppercut, and that's all she wrote. 1, 2, 3, and Cesaro wins. After the match is over, just because he can, Cesaro gets back in the ring and lays out Kofi Kingston with the neutralizer. So, obviously trying to send a message to the Celtic Warrior for their contest tomorrow at Payback. So, we get Renee in the back with the Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett. He doesn't think the title's in any jeopardy. Neither do I. Neither does anyone else. He's fighting Rob Van Dam. All he has is this. This is it. This is all Rob Van Dam has. And living on his past. That's all he has. All he has is living on his past glory. Tonight he will make a point that the English are far superior than the Irish when he defeats Sheamus. Sheamus will be learning a lesson tonight. So, we get up to our next match. It is a non-title match between the Divas Champion Paige and Tamina. The match starts off immediately, and here comes Alicia Fox skipping down to ringside, taking pictures with the ringside fans. Okay. So, whip in, ducks the clothesline, Paige off the ropes, crossbody, 1 count only, a gut shot, and a whip in, sunset flip by Paige, 1, 2, and a kick out. A headbutt. Fox grabs the championship on the floor and holds it above her head. This distracts Paige momentarily, so she eats the super kick from Tamina, gets a 2 off of that, ties her up in the ropes, and she Matt Morgan elbows her way out, but she misses the charge, and the Morgan elbows this time do connect. Short arm rolling clotheslines, and the sliding drop kick to the side of the head. Knee strikes, and the Samoan drop is countered into the Paige turner, which actually looked good this time. Locks Tamina in the modified Scorpion Crosslock, which is now called the PTO, which is the Paige Tap Out. Great naming of the move there, WWE. Jam up. And that's the end. So Paige wins, and after the match is over, Fox takes the title, lays it on the ramp, box Paige, and that's the end of it. So yeah, that sets up our match for tomorrow. Yeah. Paige needed a decisive victory. 3 minutes of a match is not a decisive victory. And it was alright. It was an okay match for what it was. It was a decent one. Nothing I would go out on a limb to go try to watch again. So, Renee, of course, had Barrett last segment. She has Sheamus this time. Sheamus says Cesaro and him 2 weeks ago they got a little bit of a beef, obviously, because Cesaro refused to shake his hand. See, it's kind of funny the Ring of Honor guy didn't want to adhere to the Code of Honor. How appropriate. Cesaro made it worse afterwards by attacking him from behind and making it personal. So he says that he wasn't a great student, but he knows a little bit about physics. And when he kicks Broken Nose Barrett, his teeth will go straight down his throat. They're going to fight tonight, and that's simply good news. So we get another awesome Bo Dallas video package. Bo Dallas reminding me of Stuart Smalley a lot, because he's good enough, he's smart enough, and doggone it, people like him. They like Bo Dallas. They want to believe in Bo Dallas. And he's in action next. He gets on the mic and says he's now undefeated, 2-0 since his WWE debut, or since his WWE return. And he wants to thank all of the Bo-Leavers out there. Dreams can and will come true if you simply believe. Yes. So, he faces Xavier Woods in this match, and basically, he goes for a belly-to-back suplex, a backdrop suplex in this case, and then the knee drops off the ropes. He hits 2 of them, and the third one, this time, is one of those... You remember how people used to do the reverse chin lock, and then they would like lift their whole body up in the air, and then like use it for more leverage and momentum? Dallas does that, but he basically lifts up and drives the knee into you. So it actually looked pretty good. And he locks on a cravat. Cravat's applied. Woods flips him off, and forearm, spin kick, and he comes off the ropes with a front drop kick onto Bo. And he goes to the corner, and he doesn't yell it's morphin' time. He just hits the honor roll and does connect, gets a 1 count off of it. A boot to the head. He goes up top for the flying body press, and Dallas with a Pillman counter, which if you don't know what I'm talking about by that, the Pillman counter is basically when someone climbs off the top rope, someone leaps off the top, and they get countered with a drop kick by their opponent. That's a Pillman counter. And Bo plants him with a Bo Dog and gets a 3 off of that. So, another win for Bo Dallas. He is now 3-0, and after the match is over, he takes his Bo victory lap, and then he gets in the ring, he hugs Xavier Woods, and says, all you have to do is believe, and maybe next time you won't lose, pretty much. He says, being the world's greatest sportsman in this point, he says everyone's a winner, all of his fans, everyone tonight are winners, so, because they believe, so... We get our next match, and the less said about this, the better. It's El Torito and Jinder Mahal. Torito comes out with Brutus Beefcake-style hedge clippers, and he's got a bandage where his tail used to be. Of course, his tail got ripped off by Hornswoggle on Raw Monday night. Yeah, less said about this, the better. Basically, Torito wins the match with a sunset bomb, and then a very awkward-looking double jump moonsault, which barely connects, and gets a 3 off of that. So yeah, after the match is over, they go to have Hornswoggle attack from behind, and he ends up getting chased from the ring by the hedge clippers, and that's the end. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this. I'm done with this. Mask versus Hair should be okay on tomorrow. At least I hope it will be. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the match, though, because the match was... yeah. So we get our next match, and of course, this brings out Paul Heyman, because of course he's going to do some scouting at ringside. He's not going to say that, but that's exactly why he's there. And we get our champion versus champion match. It is the United States champion Sheamus against the Intercontinental champion Bad News Barrett. This match was really good, but I really wish it would went a lot longer. We go back to commercial break. But before that, of course, Barrett ends up with the Cactus Jack Hip Buster, yells out bang bang before he does it, tosses him in and gets a 1 count off of it. Straight boot to the face, chokes him with a boot in the corner. He gets shoved off, whip in, gets caught, Finley roll by Sheamus, and he clotheslines Barrett over the top rope to the floor. Sheamus with a battering ram off the ring apron and whip in reverse. Barrett steps over the steps and clotheslines Sheamus on the floor. We come back to live action, and a chin lock is applied by the Intercontinental Champion. Sheamus ends up trying to headbutt out of it. Not a good move, considering the fact that Sheamus is basically had his head targeted on Raw. That vicious attack Monday night by Cesaro, and Barrett definitely took advantage of that with the boots when he was tied up in the ropes before we got back to live action. Whip in reverse, ducks the clothesline of Barrett, and of course, axe handle, and charges them with the shoulder in the corner, and the high knee lift, and he charges them for the running knee in the corner, and of course, he gets stopped with a knee strike in the head. Barrett, with his version of the GSK, gets a 2.5 off of it, and when he tries to take advantage, Sheamus catches him out of nowhere with the Irish Curse backbreaker, gets a 2 off of that. The clubbing blows, and he goes for white noise. It gets countered, shove off, ducks the brogue kick, caught him off, winds of change, 1-2, and Sheamus kicks out. He goes for wasteland. Sheamus rolls off and nails the brogue and gets the 3 count this time. After the match is over, he grabs Paul Heyman to send a message, and he basically begs him off, and no Cesaro, so no attack by Cesaro. Surprised they didn't go that direction, but they didn't. Yeah, really good match between Sheamus and Barrett. I like these two in the ring. Their chemistry is awesome. Sheamus winning. Don't know if that means that he's going to lose tomorrow night. I don't think they put the Intercontinental title on Rob Van Dam, even though Barrett lost, because I know that Barrett is going to win tomorrow without a doubt. I don't think they put the U.S. title on Cesaro, because I think Cesaro wins Money in the Bank next month. That's what I think is going to end up happening. I know that's basically based upon what everybody's been saying. All these so-called experts out there are saying that Cesaro is going to win Money in the Bank, and then of course he'll cash in. Of course, that's going to create the collusion with Paul Heyman. Cesaro will be one of the biggest baby faces in the company, number 3 behind Cena and Bryan by the end of the year. And apparently it sounds like Bray Wyatt's going to be a baby face before the year's over. So there's going to be a lot of flip-flops between face and heel demographic by the time the year's over. Hopefully this will mean a push for Damien Sandow after this comedy gimmick is over. So we get our next match. It is Big E against Titus O'Neil, and 4 weeks ago, apparently Titus basically beat Big E so bad the referee called for a DQ, and then Big E got the upper hand and made Titus pay for it. Well, this is our rematch 4 weeks later. Lana comes out, brings out Rusev, and he has the Russian flag, and he's waving it, and Titus nails Big E from behind as the bell rings, and he nails the big boot. He pounds away in the corner. He goes for the avalanche. He hits the first one. Goes for the second time. Went to the well once too often, and he missed it. Belly-to-belly suplex. Charges him with a shoulder in the corner, and the Vader attack. The Warrior splash off the ropes. Drops the straps. Big ending. 1, 2, 3, and Big E wins. And him and Rusev are waving their respective flags. One in-ring and one at the top of the ramp. This is basically stating to me that if they're going to push this, I would have, obviously, Rusev's going over tomorrow. There's no doubt in my mind. But I think if they really want to push this, they really want to go another pay-per-view with this, I think at Money in the Bank, they have Rusev and Big E in a flag match. We haven't had one of those gimmicks in a long time. And I think given the fact that we have a justification of a Russian heel and a American babyface once more, we have a right to have a flag match. And I think that's going to happen at Money in the Bank. And I think that's probably the right direction to go. So, yeah, that gets on the pay-per-view. And once again, Titus, God, day late and a dollar short. I really wish they'd do more with Titus. Maybe once his contract's up, he can go work for Jeff Jarrett, or if TNA's still around, he can go TNA. So, I mean, it'd be nice to see something done with Titus, because I think it's lost potential, to be totally honest, because they really have not put enough into Titus O'Neil, and that's a real shame, to be honest, because Titus is really good. Darren Young's not even on television right now. I think he might be injured, to be honest. I'm not positive, but I think that might be the case. So, Renee's in the back with the Usos, and they talk about the loss on Main Event where the Wyatt family won the non-title match against the Usos, thus basically setting up the fact that I think we're getting the Wyatts to win the tag team titles, potentially Monday Night on Raw. I think that might happen, because Bray's going to be on Cloud 9 after disposing John Cena and beating him in a last man standing match. And then the Usos are going to just lose the tag team titles. I know that Rowan and Harper will be tag team champions before SummerSlam, that's my guess. I think SummerSlam is the cutoff, and they really don't have much of a tag team division right now, so it's kind of a really interesting situation. My soda is gone. So, Jay's ribs, of course, are wrapped tightly given the fact that he took quite a beating on the main event match, and he says it's not going to be the first time that they took a beating, definitely won't be the last. They get up each and every time, they get knocked down, but they get back up again, no one's ever going to keep them down. Usos be tub thumping. And Jimmy discussed the match that we're about to see with Bray Wyatt. He says he's going to show Wyatt what family is all about. No Matthew McConaughey because John Cena's not there. So that is our Wyatt family, our Uso promo for the night. Then we get our semi-main event. Yes, I can call it that. It is Adam Rose taking on Jack Swagger because this could not be on the pay-per-view tomorrow. No, they had to resolve it on SmackDown. That sucks. I really think this should have been on the show before Rusev and Big E, to be totally honest. Maybe they put it on Money in the Bank, potentially. Maybe Adam Rose is going to be in the Money in the Bank match, potentially. If they do like the Intercontinental title Money in the Bank or the U.S. title Money in the Bank, that would be a reason you put both of them in the matchup. If not, do a singles match between the two at Money in the Bank next month. So, we get this matchup, and of course it's all over the place. This is played for comedy in every way possible. We always do the normalcy with the lollipop is the same thing he did with Vicky Guerrero. Basically, Rose offers the lollipop, and Swagger's like, no, and swats it away, and he goes for a single leg, and of course, he ends up looking like a fool. He goes for a go-behind. He takes down Adam Rose. Rose gets up to his feet, and a back elbow by Rose, and he misses a clothesline, and Rose jumps up in his arms, presumably for a side headlock takeover. And he basically just lays in his arms and just, like, smiles at him. So Swagger's like, no, get off me. And he bombs out, and he gets in the face of Zeb Culture on the floor, and Adam Rose slides out, and Swagger follows him out, and he slides back in, so Swagger slides out, and it's basically kind of reminded me of, like, a Bugs Bunny cartoon at this point. So, Swagger gets in, Rose gets back in the ring, and Rose gets an interesting counter. We get a double leg, and Rose kind of like, it's really weird to say this, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of like a banana split, potentially. Like a collegiate wrestling style, like, unique pinfall. I believe it's such. Basically, he had his legs spread completely, and he was pinning him with all of his weight, so there was no way Swagger was getting out, and he got the win off of that. So, after the match, of course, the Rosebuds partied, and we had Zeb and Swagger both beside themselves, so that was the end of that. So, yeah, it was alright for what it was. I mean, played completely for comedy. These two could have had a great wrestling match, I know they would, but I mean, this, right now, at least you have to play it for comedy, and that's pretty much what they did. We get our main event of the evening. It is Last Man Standing, and it is Bray Wyatt against Jimmy Uso. Uso, of course, with Jay in his corner, and Bray, of course, has the family in his corner. So we go back from commercial break. Actually, no, we're not going to go back from commercial break. I'm going to start from this position. So, Bray gets nailed with the Samoan suicide dive on the floor, gets up at 5, and a boot in the midsection. He tosses Jimmy in the barricade. He gets up at 4. Tosses him into the barricade on the opposite side. He's up at 5. Tosses him back in. Leaping back senton connects. Gets us up at 6 on that one. Charging avalanche in the corner. And again, Jimmy's up at 6. 4 knee strikes and the suplex throw. And Jimmy's up at 7. Comes off the ropes and gets caught with a Samoan drop by Jimmy. And Bray is up at 5. And a boot up. Charges in. Bray low bridged over the top to the floor. And really unique maneuver. Jimmy runs off the barricade and leapfrogs over Bray, and then when he lands on his feet, Bray eats the super kick and tosses him in. He ducks the clothesline, fall of humanity off the corner, and the crab walk while Jimmy is down. Jimmy's up at 8, and puts him on the buckle, climbs up, going for the superplex. He tries to punches him in the gut numerous times, and he headbutts him off, hits the Samoan splash. Bray's up at 9. So a knee strike tosses Uso to the floor, nails a modified Vader attack on the floor, goes for a pile driver, gets countered with the spinning enziguri, and the Rikishi special against the barricade. Bray gets up at 9. So Jimmy super kicks Luke Harper, because Harper and Rowan get involved. Of course, Jay gets involved. And then Bray is against the ring steps. So Jimmy sees this opportunity, charges in for the Rikishi special, and Bray's out of the way, so he nails his backside as hard as humanly possible against the ring steps. Bray makes him eat Sister Abigail on the floor, lays across the bottom rope upside down, staring at Jimmy Uso on the floor as the referee counts to 10, and Bray Wyatt wins this last man standing match to set up for their contest on Sunday. So that was SmackDown. What would I recommend on this show? Let's talk about what I recommend on this show, actually. I will say that Cesaro and Kofi was good, but, you know, I've seen better matches between the two. And it was okay for what it was. Paige and Tamina was fine. I wouldn't have an issue with it, but it was too short. The introduction of Alicia Fox getting involved, her holding the championship, dropping the championship, playing the crazy, crazy girl again. Bo Dallas beats Xavier Woods. It was okay for what it was. Torito and Jinder Mahal next. Sheamus and Wade Barrett, definitely check that out. It was really good. Biggie and Titus, it was alright, I guess. Adam Rose and Swagger, purely comedy. Bray and Jimmy Uso put on a good match, and it was really enjoyable. So now, let's talk about Payback. So Payback is tomorrow night, and let's talk about my predictions for Payback real quick before we end this video. There is going to be a Payback kickoff at 7:30, and it will be a hair versus mask match. El Torito against Hornswoggle. Torito's definitely winning this match. Hornswoggle is either going to get his head shaved, or they're going to shave the head of another member of three-man band. I think it'd be interesting to see Heath Slater bald, but I don't know if they'll go that direction or not. We have Big E against Rusev, and you know Rusev's going to win this match by submission. There's no way that doesn't happen. I will think that there's a possibility of doing a flag match between these two at Money in the Bank or Battleground, potentially. I don't see this going all the way to SummerSlam. We have Paige defending the Divas Championship against Alicia Fox. Paige definitely wins. Scorpion Crosslock, the PTO, is going to get the submission on Foxy in this match. Sheamus and Cesaro for the United States Championship. I do think Sheamus wins. This match could actually end... There's a lot of ways this match could end. I mean, this could go to a count-out, disqualification, Cesaro get DQ'd for beating the tar out of Sheamus, and we could go that direction. Sheamus can get a lucky win out of nowhere. That could possibly happen. I know it's going to be a very hard-hitting matchup between two superstars that definitely know how to go. So it's going to be an awesome match, and look for Cesaro to win Money in the Bank next month. Bad News Barrett defending the Intercontinental Championship against Rob Van Dam. Yes, definitely going to say Barrett has no chance to lose tomorrow night. I know Barrett will retain, and there's no reason he shouldn't. Semi-main event, we have Last Man Standing, Bray Wyatt, John Cena, and there is no reason that Bray Wyatt will not win this match. And this may be the end of the Wyatt and Cena feud. If not, it may go next month to Money in the Bank, and then that'll be the end of it. I don't think it goes to SummerSlam at this point. I think both Cena and Wyatt are feuding with different people by the time we get to the Summer Spectacular. I think that would be the definite answer right there. And then the main event, it is not Last Man Standing. It is No Holds Barred, Elimination, 6-man tag, Evolution, Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista against The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And I see no way that this match does not end with a spear on Triple H, 1, 2, 3, and The Shield will win. But they will be splitting up sooner rather than later, and who knows, maybe Batista may or may not be on Raw Monday night, so who knows what's going to happen. It sounds to me, we've heard different things, like Batista's going to be gone after tomorrow's pay-per-view, or Batista's going to be at Raw Monday night, and then be gone afterwards. Who knows what's going to happen. Maybe Evolution are going to kick out Batista, and they're going to have Sheamus join. That's a possibility as well. There's a lot of things you can look into right now, but sorry it was so disjointed, this video, but like I said, sometimes it's late, so I got to make sure I cover my bases. Well, wrestling fans, I will join you tomorrow tomorrow night / Monday morning for Payback, and we're going to be talking Payback's recap, and then, of course, Monday night / Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning's video will be Raw, and then, of course, I'm going to talk NXT TakeOver next week as well. So that's still to come, and I got a few days off, so I got some stuff to take care of there, and Versus tomorrow should be really fun, and Halloween Horror Nights news coming up later this week. So in the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, and help spread the word about Pop. Like our Facebook fan page if you haven't yet. It's Suro and Disney Pop. Just one word, facebook.com / Suro and Disney Pop on Facebook. If you want to go old school on Facebook, send me a friend request. It's O and Disney. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Suro and Disney. Last but certainly not least, you want to send your thoughts, comments, queries, and opinions. You want to talk wrestling, Disney, Universal, Halloween Horror Nights, anything under the spectrum, ask me questions, or if you'd like to become a podcaster yourself, send your videos, all your commentary to suroanddisney@gmail.com. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching, and until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I gotta say about that.